What is the weirdest planet that has ever been discovered? Some scientists think it might be the one that's entirely made of diamonds bigger than grizzly bears. They say it's a hellish world covered in molten lava lakes that are over 1,000 miles wide. But even those two aren't as strange as the WASP 39 billion exoplanet that was found orbiting around a star 700 light-years away from Earth. It has more in common with a giant snowball than any other planet we have ever studied. Join us today as we look at the most bizarre worlds in the universe. From the lava planet where it rains molten rock, to the diamond planet that could be worth billions of dollars. Let's start with the first contender for the title of the strangest planet ever found, WASP 39b. It's one of the least hospitable places that human beings could possibly visit because its surface temperature is minus 224 degrees Celsius. And yet there isn't a single ice cube on this planet because it's made entirely of liquid water. The atmosphere of WASP 39b is almost entirely hydrogen and helium. There's so much of these gases that the planet's gravity is actually 6 times stronger than Earth's gravity. As a result, if you were to step foot on WASP 39b, you would feel like you were being crushed by an elephant. Yet, life may still exist on this frigid world. NASA scientists believe that beneath the thick layer of water lies a core that's made of metal and rock. In theory, there could be creatures living in the outer layers of this core where temperatures reach 1,000 degrees Celsius. Life forms like that would have to absorb heat through their bodies instead of generating it themselves. But since WASP 39b doesn't have a solid surface, there's nowhere for such creatures to go once they die. They're trapped forever in the planet's dense mantle. WASP 39b has an extremely long year. It takes 11 days for the planet to orbit around its star just once. That means that every day on WASP 39b is 11 days long. A typical day on Earth lasts 24 hours. So you can imagine how confusing things would get if you traveled back and forth between these two worlds. But WASP 39b is far from the only strange exoplanet out there. Stay tuned because we will soon tell you about the world where it rains glass bigger than grizzly bears. First, we need to talk about WASP 1b. This planet is located 1,100 light-years away from Earth. Its mass is bigger than Jupiter's mass by 11 times. That makes WASP 12b one of the most massive exoplanets ever discovered. Also happens to be one of the unluckiest planets in the universe. See, WASP 12b orbits around a star that's 11 times bigger than our sun. The problem is that the planet is very close to its star. It takes just 7 days for WASP 12b to complete one orbit. That means it's constantly bombarded with immense radiation. WASP 12b is 11 times bigger than Jupiter, but it's not nearly as spherical. Gravity pulls matter towards the center of the planet, which is why Earth is round. But because WASP 12b is being constantly pulled towards its star, it looks more like a rugby ball than a soccer ball. Gravity also causes the planet's atmosphere to escape into space, while Jupiter has managed to retain much of its atmosphere over billions of years. WASP 1b has lost most of its atmosphere due to the gravitational pull of its star. That means that the planet is slowly but surely becoming a barren, lifeless rock. But even WASP 1b has nothing on the diamond planet, which could be worth trillions of dollars. If you have always dreamed of owning a diamond that sparkles, then you should move to this mysterious exoplanet. Scientists think it's made almost entirely of pure crystallized carbon. It's located 50 light-years away from Earth and is twice the size of our planet. The only reason that the diamond planet hasn't been discovered yet is that it's difficult to see because its atmosphere reflects very little light. Because of that, the diamond planet is extremely hot. The pressure and temperature on this world are so extreme that it literally melts diamonds. But that also means that if you were able to find a diamond on the planet's surface, it would be the purest diamond in the universe. And if you somehow transported that diamond back to Earth, you could sell it for billions of dollars. Sadly though, there's a good chance that the diamond planet is completely lifeless. That's because it's 300 times bigger than Earth's mass. It has an extremely strong gravitational pull. If you stepped foot on the planet, you would feel like 300 elephants were standing on top of you. It also rains glass on this planet. You might be thinking that I'm exaggerating, but I am not. Glass rain is one of the most bizarre natural phenomena that has ever been witnessed. We know of at least 2 planets in the universe that experience this strange weather pattern, Neptune and WASP 31b. Let's start with Neptune. The swings in temperature on this planet cause the glass to go through constant cycles of heating and cooling. When the glass cools down, it condenses just like water vapor does on Earth. that forms high-altitude clouds of solid glass. The only difference is that these clouds are many miles wide. Over time, the glass particles become heavy enough that they fall to the ground in the form of glass rain. But what about WASP 31b? This planet orbits a star that's 18.5 light-years away from Earth. It's 3 times the size of Jupiter and is slightly bigger than Earth. Scientists are unsure whether WASP 31b has a solid surface or not, because no probe has ever reached the planet. What we do know is that there are high-altitude clouds on the planet's surface. These clouds contain silicon and oxygen. When they reach certain altitudes, these materials combine and turn into solid glass. Then the glass falls to the ground in the form of rain. But even glass rain is not as terrifying as the lava rains on Kepler 452b. This exoplanet is similar to Earth in many ways. It's the same size and has oceans, mountains, and maybe even rain. But the biggest difference between Kepler 452b and Earth is that the former planet has an extremely hot surface. Temperatures on Kepler 452b reach up to 2,200 degrees Celsius. That's why it rains lava on this world. Just like the glass on Neptune and WASP 31b, the lava reaches high altitudes and then it condenses into tiny droplets. Those droplets eventually fall to the ground in the form of lava rain. Imagine stepping outside one day and feeling scalding hot lava hit your body. That's what it's like to live on Kepler 452b. But despite all of these dangers, some scientists argue that Kepler 452b could support life. There are several reasons for this. First of all, the planet orbits an orange dwarf. Orange dwarfs are smaller and cooler than yellow dwarfs. That means that even though Kepler 452b is slightly bigger than Earth, it receives a similar amount of radiation that we receive here on Earth. Secondly, scientists think that there could be life deep under the surface of Kepler 452b. There might be a layer of solid rock beneath the molten lava. And if there is, then maybe something could live there. Unfortunately, we don't have any probes near Kepler 452b right now. The nearest probe is the Kepler Space Telescope, which is located about 70 miles above Earth's surface. Hopefully, we will send probes to study this lava planet in the future. But even if we never do, we still have plenty of other exoplanets to study, like HD 189733b. This world is a real hot mess. It's located 63 light-years away from Earth and is twice the size of Jupiter. Surface is unbelievably hot. Temperatures on HD 189733b reach up to 980 degrees Celsius. That's why the clouds on this planet are made entirely of sulfur. Sulfur evaporates on HD 189733b, and then it condenses into clouds. When it gets colder, higher up in the atmosphere, those clouds reflect very little light. In fact, HD 189733b is one of the darkest planets in the universe. But even that's not the strangest thing about this world. The winds on HD 189733b blow at 18,000 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, that's faster than the speed of sound. The only explanation for these incredibly fast winds is that HD 189733b has a very thin atmosphere. Now watch the most amazing space video you've ever seen. Check out Aliens Really Do Exist. We just got proof.